For this tutorial, we're going to show you one of the ways that we do texturing here at Red Leaf Studios. There are numerous ways to do this. This is just one of the methods that I like using. I've started with an image that I've just imported from RAW. The first thing I'm going to do is apply one of our actions called Vintage X. Once the action is complete, I'm going to select all the layers from it and group them together. Okay, the next thing we'll do then is grab the textures. So in here is the textures from our vintage texture set 1. I'm going to grab texture 12 and drag it into Photoshop. Okay, once it's in there, you just simply drag it on top of your image. Okay, so you can see there's the texture layer, the action layer, and then the background layer itself. So what we'll do now is change the layer mode from normal to, in this case, we're going to use multiply. Okay, once that's completed, you can just adjust the opacity to taste. It's just a matter of how strong you want the texture to be. So here we'll go down to 60%. Okay, once that's done, it's just a matter of flattening the image itself. So layer, flatten image. Okay, the next thing we want to do is adjust the curves a bit just to bring up the brightness. So we'll bring up our curves. And what I like to do is watch for the gap in between the end here and where the peak starts. And I'll drag it over till it just touches. Okay, and that's it, we're done. For this example, we started with another image that I've imported from RAW. I'm going to begin by applying our Vintage Quick Adjust To action. And once that's completed, we're going to select all the layers from the action and group them. Okay, and now we'll grab our texture. And we'll grab texture 15, drag it into Photoshop. And now we'll drag the texture onto the image. Okay, so you can see our texture is above our layers, and we're going to go to multiply mode and just adjust the opacity where you like it. Okay, now something that happens when you take a texture and apply it over a person is that the texture will be too strong on the face or the arms. One thing you can do is lasso that area. So here we'll just grab, and you don't have to be too precise about this, just grab the approximate area you want done. And we'll grab our arm. Okay, and now go to Select, Modify, Feather, and we're just going to apply a bit of feathering to it. So what that does is it makes sure the edges aren't too precise on it. It's just going to feather it out a bit. And now we're going to go to Filter, and we're going to apply a bit of blurring to that. So you can see the effect change on the texture. It goes from really textured to soft. So we'll hit OK and deselect that. And now when you look, the tone from the texture remains, but the texture itself has disappeared off her. So it's really great in that you don't have to worry about having too much texture over top of faces or any body parts that are showing. I'll zoom out. And that's it. We're done with that example.